I like the 8. I'd rather be able to go after it.
So the reason why she'd feel more comfortable about going for it rather going at it is when you've got a lot of rain suits on, if you go for a small shot, you can be a little too tentative and not get your hips through.
Right.
Olsen tied for 7th at the moment. 13.
Lydia Ko for a birdie.
She's battled her game and the elements, but a birdie opportunity here.
Yeah, Lydia's had a mixed bag today. Double bogey at the 4th. She bogeyed the opening hole and 3 other bogeys.
Danielle Kang in the bunker. Short-sided here at the 12th.
Good, Jennifer. Thank you.
Up and down from greenside bunkers, better than half the time last year, 51%.
There is a downslope once you get past that, the rough towards the hole.
About that thump, maybe.
Superb.
Yes, indeed, Danielle Kang. Up and down in one swing, and her lead is 2. You know the thump when you hear it, don't you?
It was perfect.
Perfect indeed. So a birdie putt at the 11th. A hole out from the bunker at 12. And on a major championship layout, it is the 2017 KPMG Women's PGA Champion Danielle Kang. Birdie. Karen, just 16 players under par. We're a day and a half into this LPGA Drive on Chip.
I think that's what everybody expected too. I'm not so sure we expected such good scoring yesterday from those top players, but all in all, I think this is well played for everybody all round, considering the break that the players have had, the rustiness that they must be doing, and Ridderstrom.
Yeah, Louise Ridderstrom here with her 3rd shot at the 15th. We saw her chopping it out of the long rough.
Good shot.
And that is a wonderful shot there. She's wearing a mask. She doesn't have to wear a mask while she's playing. That is not part of the rule, but she doesn't have to use a caddy either, and she's chosen not to use a caddy. So some different rules this week. That's Danielle Kang with her tee shot at 13. Looking a little worried about that one. It's going to be in the wet rough. Kang with that hole out from the bunker. As the 2-shot lead. Let's go to the 11th and Lexi Thompson putting for birdie. Good choice. That would be an easy 4.
Yeah, I mean, that gives you a really great idea on the sort of the condition of the golf course that the players are playing, that you can take a putter from that much in front of the green, be able to judge the speed so well, because even those fringes are pretty perfect out there.
Lexi played some mini tour events against the men down in Florida to warm up for the Drive On Championship. I mentioned players not having to use a caddy for the rest of the season, not just this week. It's to make life easier for players who maybe don't have a regular caddy and would usually use a local caddy. Well, the caddies have to be tested before they can work for a player. So obviously you don't know who you're going to use until you get to an event, and if you can't get a local caddy tested, if you're not comfortable working with a local caddy, then it gives players the option to carry their own bags. So that's going to happen for at least the rest of the season. Let's hope it doesn't need to be used as a rule next year. But there are a handful of players either pushing their bag on a push cart or a trolley or carrying their bag.
I can say that she's going to be pretty exhausted by the end of the day. That looked a pretty solid sized bag, carrying the umbrella, wet towel. There's Anne Van Dam.
This is the 10th. Olsen.
Oh, wait.
Back to 11.
Carlota Segunda for a birdie. Carlota and a double bogey at the 7th today. He's fallen back and needs that one to drop. 2 over for the day, just inside the top 20 at the moment.
It's interesting hearing her story about being diagnosed with the COVID and struggling with kept having the positive test, even though she was starting to feel better for almost a month.
Yeah, 3 or 4 positive tests.
Back at the 10th, Madeline Sackstrom. Right on the cut line.
Oh, great putt.
Gives her a little bit of wiggle room. To 12, and Lexi Thompson. Go down as a green in regulation, but she's about 3 times farther away from the hole than Danielle Kang was in the bunker where she holed out. Segunda.
And this right hole location should suit Carlota. Does like to hit a little soft fade.
Segunda rolled in a long birdie putt at the 12th yesterday. To 15.
Par putt now for Louise Ridderstrom. Originally from Sweden, but now lives in the Los Angeles area. So it's going to be a bogey at best there, and not likely to be playing tomorrow with that score.
The plus cuts. And Kay, this is her 3rd at the par 4, 14.
Yeah, drove it way right, had a terrible lie, had to wedge it to this point, and then had 120 in for her 3rd. So again, it's such a big disadvantage, and probably adds a shot and a half, Karen, to your score if you hit it in the rough.
I mean, Kay's right. I mean, it was tough yesterday when the rough was dry, but it's twice as hard today.
Left edge is like, see the house with the circle? Yeah. Like left edge of back corner.
Check in with Danielle Kang.
Yeah, correct. Into off your right, okay? Good.
Right now, Tom.
Left edge of our roof is the left edge of the green.
Yeah, you got a bit more. It's more like camera guy, okay?
Right now, this is all about trying to make a putt. Got pretty fortunate on the layup shot. Missed it a fairway wood, but barely cleared the penalty area.
Good shot there. Yeah. Chance to get it under par. And we'll go back to 12.
And Carlota Segunda. Part of the victorious European Solheim Cup team last year, defeating, among others, her 2 fellow competitors today, Lexi and Nelly Korda, and Lynn Eagles. Match play, would that be conceded?
No,
Probably just
absolutely
a
not.
smidge outside that circle of friendship.
11th hole. This is Amy Olsen.
Might be just a hair short, but that's kind of what I was trying to do. Theirs looked like they rolled out actually quite a bit.
Third shot from Danielle Kang.
Yes, a lot of green to work with. That hole all the way back left. And boy, that checked up way sooner than she wanted. Not good execution there at all.
Back 1 to 13.
Yeah, let's see whether Danielle Kang can produce some magic here.
Would be magic to get this close. Short-sided, about as bad as you can be on this course, and a downslope between the edge of the green and the hole. 8 feet would be a great shot. The good thing is the sand is very wet, very hard packed, and that is just the type of lie you can really spend, but it has to be executed perfectly. And you have to really try and go for it to do that.
Pitched it in there, didn't she?
Mm-hmm.
You got it.
The only chance. That was really well played.
Yeah, and it stopped quickly, as you were saying, get some spin on it.
The only way to do it, you land it at least sort of hole high, because it's on a flatter piece of ground. If she landed it between the flag and the hole, it would hit a down slope and skid it onto probably where it is now.
See how close it came to going in. It wasn't far away. 6 inches or so. Not a good time to be dropping your glove on the ground at the moment.
You'd hope she got a few more spares in the bag.
Yeah, 15.
Ollie would be in big trouble if there weren't any more in there.
Although Kang had 1.6 putts per green in regulation yesterday. Her putting was pretty solid.
Saganda for par. It was always going to be a position from which 2 putts would have been welcome. The cut line is flirting with moving to 6 over. In fact, it just has +6. As we take you to the 14th and a par putt for Minjee Lee.
Yeah, this putt certainly much longer than she was anticipating. A good 18-footer for par. That hole's down in a little low spot on the green. Karen, the holes, but the majority of them seem to be hugging the edges of these greens today.
Yeah, they were definitely more testy today, I think, than yesterday. Even though there was a number close to the edge, I think that the rules officials were just kind of testing things out yesterday on the players just to see how the course would play. And I think they're a little bit more positive that the players can handle it. And so they're challenging them.
13.
Danielle has a 100% record from the sand so far this week. This one to maintain that record.
Well, you guys mentioned it yesterday. She seemed to just be in complete control on the greens. She even mentioned it in her post-round interview. This is a tester. This is very, very fast. Even though the greens are now wet and a lot slower, this is still a slick putt.
Classic old golf course this. It's undergone some changes in its lifetime, but you don't see the big swales and humps and bumps of the modern golf course on these greens. They're just subtle slopes, but very difficult in places. Didn't quite turn as much as he was expecting there. So that is going to be a bogey for Danielle Kang. She was bogey free yesterday, but a couple of bogeys so far today. Still, level par was a good score.
just the shot into the rough. I mean, that was off the tee shot, just hurt so badly.
Par putt for Schmelzel at 14.
This would be an incredible par after that poor drive.
Ooh.
Oh, goodness. Maybe before the rain might have dropped. 11.
This group mic'd up. Get a chance to listen in.
The sponsors of the LPGA Tour. Mic'd up at the 12th, Amy Olson.
Cut. Say again?
It's busy out there, isn't it? Umbrellas and towels. Trying to stay dry. Stanford next.
See, Angela, that looked like a little fade move she was making there in that practice swing. She can see if she can get this one to move a little bit to the right.
It's okay.
Got it. Thank you.
Here in Toledo, really created the idea. We're at 12.
From this angle, she's going to have just a little bit of edge of the bunker as the ball approaches the hole. It's going to slope a bit to the left.
Get down there. Go. Go. Thanks.
You see the pullover. It's chilly. First day of August. Ahead to the 14th and Danielle Kang.
Good luck here. Almost knee high. 190 yards out of 4-iron. And that hardly got airborne.
And yet,
I think we can say these fairways are running about a 10 on this stimp as well.
ahead to 15.
Yeah, great look at this hole, and Sarah Schmelzer with her second.
Yes, that's perfect. Yep. You can hit that full.
Yeah. I'm going to kind of hit a low, like, drivey.
Yeah, that's cool.
Not an easy hole today, even though the hole is the whole location itself is up front right. She has 187 yards off a little bit of a downhill lie.
Come on, be good.
Go. Go.
Get up.
Yeah, yesterday that would have hopped up, not today.
So work to do there for Sarah Schmelzer. She
going with the putter from some 10 feet off the green, but like Karen mentioned, these fairways roll pretty nicely. Ooh, gave that one a good hit.
Would stay on? No. She'll have that to avoid back-to-back bogeys. At the 12th, Madeline Sackstrom.
Great putt. Thanks.
That was good. It was like a little electricity. The double breaker. Very pleased with that one.
Third shot on the way for Sarah Schmelzel. Oh, wow.
She picked that so cleanly. You could really hear that, couldn't you? And it just sat down a little farther away from the hole than she would have liked.
And we're going to go back a couple of holes to the tee at the 13th. I think one thing we're really starting to see now with the rain that's come down today, Karen and I were just talking about it in the break, you've got to find the fairway.
It's so important. And when you look down through the players' scores, there have been bogeys when players have missed the fairway, right, left and centre.
Yep, that's going to be just fine. This group mic'd up, trying to listen in. They're not being very...
Really.
Yep.
Fairway narrows in.
And that will show you why challenging that right side's important, because
that didn't look very good, did it?
she's going to have a blind second shot, big mound in front of her.
Minjee has this for par at the 15th.
She does. Hit a good pitch shot from about 60 yards out. She drove it in the left rough and couldn't reach the green in 2. But, hey, Karen, someone hit it in the rough and managed to make a par.
It's impressive.
Had to work hard for it, though,
You
didn't
do.
she? And we'll get back one to the 14th.
Jennifer Kupcho.
The only player in this group to hit the green in regulation. Not the easiest putt down one of those little slopes. Good touch.
And Danielle Kang from off the green putted it past the hole into the back fringe, where she'll have a putt for par. First to 15.
And Sarah Schmelzel trying to save par.
You know, and not, this isn't a household name, right, Tom? I mean, she's just a second-year player on tour, but you look at her rookie year last year, she was very consistent. She didn't miss many cuts. She ended up, I think, finishing 62nd on the money list, so retained her card easily, and had her best finish in Portland, a 6th place finish, so one top 10, and she has an excellent short game and an excellent ability to get up and down around the greens. I think we look out for some good things from her this year.
Yeah, she's made a steady progression in the pro rank. She was 99th on the Symetra Tour money list in 2017. There was 13th the next year. Makes it to the LPGA, plays well, and now seemingly learning the trade on tour.
To 14 to stay in front. Back-to-back birdies, back-to-back bogeys, and a span of 4 holes for Danielle Kang. She's now tied with Jody Ewart-Shadoff and Celine Boutier. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Only one par 3 in the back, so she can't make a 1, as someone on our crew did yesterday.
Very lucky. Carlota Saganda for birdie. Just going to be a par there for Carlota.
Now, Tom, very little wind, no rain at all. But for Danielle to compound the problem a little bit, this group is on the clock and has been for a couple of holes. They're out of position.
Oh, she hates it.
Yeah, it's left. Just a dead pull.
Her miss has been left today, Jerry. With the driver.
And it kind of sits down a little bit. Bit of a mystery as well. Saying to herself, why is it going? And you can see quite a bit of the ball here at the 15th.
No, just hit it, Dick.
This grass is hardy, it's wet, and it's lying into her, so it's not an easy shot. Going with 5-iron from this distance. Caught a lot of ball. That's got no spin on it, though.
I was saying get down, but that needs to chase.
Good shot. Really good shot.
Not a bad place to be, though. Jerry, you'll be happy to know, you may know already, they've got an Inverness ale here in the pro shop. And they have a keg, and you can just apparently get an ale. Don't do that until after we finish.
If only let me indoors.
65. Is that what you got? Because I just used the fairway edge, but what did you get for using the sprinkler?
I got 56.
56, just a little bit more? Okay. I'd rather go with that. So 69.
Yep.
Okay.
There she is. That sort of mini valley runs through the golf course. Back 9, the holes go back and forth, so they have to deal with it on a few occasions.
Just came off left off that lie.
It's easy to do. The shot that comes off left off the upslope.
I don't want to push right too much.
She was obviously protecting against the bunker on the right, but when you're playing from an upslope, your weight tends to fall back and the club face wants to go through a little bit more than you'd expect, therefore closing the club face.
Cup show, don't want to go too far above the hole here, but that's going to be okay. She'll have a chance for birdie there at the 15th. We'll go to the 16th.
And Kay Cockrell watching Minjee Lee.
Hitting from the first cut of rough. That was an 8-iron, 145 yards to the hole. That is on the left side of the screen.
Took a peek. One of the leaders in total driving a couple of years ago, and for several years, dropped off last year. Struggled to find fairways. Minjee Lee still won in L.A. This is Carlota Ciganda at the 14th. And back we go to 16 and Sarah Schmelzel second.
2 paces ahead of where Minjee hit from the fairway.
Really good. Really good.
From the Phoenix area, played collegiately at South Carolina.
Over to 13, and Amy Olsen. Is this for birdie? Don't go too far by. Back over to the 15th, Danielle Kang.
Too much fringe to try and use the putter here, although you could.
Wasn't far away from dropping in, was it? A little work to do for Danielle to avoid 3 bogeys in a row. Tied for the lead, very much in the hunt. She was a favorite, you have to say, coming in as one of the top-ranked players in the field. Back to Madeline Sagstrom.
She's done all the talking for all three of them.
She really has, hasn't she? Madeline, of course, won the Cambridge LPGA at Boca Rio. That was back in January, the last event on American soil. Easing it down there.
Oh, go. Thanks. You can leave it in there. It's fine. Yeah.
Lives down in the Orlando area. Plays at the Four Seasons, where they have the Tournament of Champions, the Diamond Resorts Tournament of Champions. Cupcho for birdie at the 15th.
Turning right downhill, just respected it a little too much. She knew it pretty much as soon as she hit it.
I think the pace of the greens has changed much with the rain.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it, probably at least a foot, I would say.
And we'll go back over to 13, and Angela Stanford needs a few birdies. Yeah, there's one. Cut likely to fall at 5 over. So one more birdie, get it into the house. 6 over now, the cut is. Wow, didn't expect it to go to 6 so quickly.
Birdie putt at 16 for Minjee.
Uphill all the way. And a little bit of a misread there.
$13 again.
Olsen to save par. Back over to the 15th, and Danielle Kang with her par save.
Studying it closely, just ever so slightly downhill, not terrifying. Looks like she's just aiming right at center.
Danielle was talking yesterday about being a leaderboard watcher. There are no leaderboards out here to watch. Players can look on their phones at the Players app that the LPGA has and see leaderboards. They're not allowed to do anything else with the phone, but they can look at that app.
She said she likely wouldn't be doing that on Sunday if she were in contention.
Oh, mistake. You see anything there, Karen?
No, I just really feel like she liked the line that she had, and I just overhit it. And you can just see, you know, the ball's rolling pretty nicely, and just power lip.
So tomorrow, coming down the stretch, we might see the odd player pull out their phone and take a look at the app to see what the leaderboard looks like. Although I think it's such an alien move for players that they're going to be hesitant to do it, but they do have the option, and the caddies, of course, will be able to do that as well.
Yeah, you'll see a few caddies with the phones in their hands late tomorrow, no question.
And in past tournaments too, they used to have Acer sort of notebooks on the tee as well that would have a scoreboard for them to look at. And of course, at this day and age, everybody's trying to lower the footprint of contact and what people touch and don't touch. And I think those have been replaced by hand sanitizers,
which are also needed out here. 3 bogeys in a row for Danielle Kang, going the wrong way. Let's go to 16.
Schmelzel for birdie.
Let's see if she can convert on that great iron shot in.
She's within 2. Young Sarah Schmelzel in this 3-day event. The is now tied for fourth. 2 shots off the lead, shared by Boutier and Shadoff.
As she pulls another one, a little gentle dogleg to the right. Slight breeze helping. That one is pretty nice looking there. A little left of where she wanted it.
Very nice.
Should stay in the fairway. She had missed her previous 3 fairways before finding it here at 16. Madeline Sackstrom at 14.